Imagine being a leader whose team is happy and doing great work because they feel understood and supported. In this video, you'll learn 6 easy ways to use empathy to make your leadership better and build a stronger team. Success like this doesn't happen by accident. It's about leading with empathy. Picture this. A manager walks into a meeting. Instead of diving straight into numbers and tasks, she starts by checking in with her team, asking about their challenges, recognizing their efforts, and truly listening. The atmosphere shifts. People feel valued. They're motivated, not out of fear or pressure, but because they know they're part of something meaningful. Far too many leaders underestimate the power of empathy, believing that it makes them soft or that it's irrelevant to achieving results. But research shows otherwise. Empathy is the cornerstone of effective leadership, the key to building trust, enhancing communication, and fostering a culture of collaboration. Empathetic leaders go beyond giving instructions. They understand what motivates each individual, what challenges them, and how best to support their growth. By practicing empathy, leaders create a safe space where team members feel comfortable sharing ideas, voicing concerns, and taking risks. This sense of psychological safety is what sparks creativity, drives innovation, and ultimately boosts productivity. Take the story of Satya Nadella at Microsoft. When he took over as CEO, his empathetic approach transformed the company's culture. By focusing on understanding the needs of employees, he turned what was once considered a rigid and highly competitive workplace into a more collaborative and growth-oriented environment. The result? Increased morale, a stronger culture of innovation, and a thriving business. Let's explore specific ways leaders can use empathy to create thriving teams. But before we dive in, if you're curious about how empathetic you currently are as a leader, take our free empathy assessment test. You'll get a personalized report showing what you're doing well and areas where you can improve to become an even better leader. The link is in the description below. Okay, so empathy starts with listening, really listening. This means giving your full attention and asking open-ended questions and acknowledging what you hear. For example, when a team member shares a challenge, instead of immediately offering a solution, take the time to understand their perspective. Reflect back what you've heard to confirm you understand and ask follow-up questions to dig deeper. Active listening not only helps leaders understand their team members better, but also demonstrates that their voices are valued. Empathy is a key component of emotional intelligence. Leaders need to be aware of their own emotions and how they impact others. By recognizing their emotional triggers, leaders can respond rather than react, setting a calm and supportive tone. This helps create a culture where emotions are understood and respected, rather than dismissed or ignored. A simple yet powerful empathetic practice is personal check-ins. Taking the time to ask team members how they're doing, both professionally and personally, builds trust and connection. This doesn't mean crossing professional boundaries, but rather showing genuine interest in their well-being. Personal check-ins can uncover challenges that might be affecting an employee's work and help leaders provide the right support. Empathetic leaders understand that their team members are human beings with unique needs. Offering flexibility, such as adjusting deadlines or allowing remote work when needed, shows that you value their well-being. When employees feel supported, they are more likely to stay engaged and committed to their work. Empathy in leadership means adapting to the individual needs of your team, whether that's offering additional training, providing mental health resources, or simply being understanding during tough times. Empathy also means recognizing and celebrating efforts, not just outcomes. Acknowledging the hard work that went into a project, even if the results weren't perfect, helps foster a growth mindset. It encourages team members to keep trying, learn from mistakes, and stay motivated. Celebrating small wins can make a big difference in team morale and cohesion. Sharing personal stories as a leader can humanize you and help build deeper connections with your team. When leaders share their own challenges and how they overcame them, it shows vulnerability. It lets team members know that it's okay to struggle and that everyone faces difficulties. Storytelling helps bridge the gap between leadership and employees, making them feel more united. Studies have shown that empathetic leadership has a direct impact on employee satisfaction and performance. According to a 2019 study by Business Solver, 93% of employees say that they are more likely to stay with an empathetic employer. Moreover, companies with empathetic cultures often see reduced turnover rates, better collaboration, and higher levels of innovation. Empathy is not just a feel good concept, it's a measurable factor that contributes to business success. In addition, Gallup survey found that leaders who demonstrate empathy have teams that are more engaged, resulting in a 20% increase in productivity and a 22% increase in profitability. Empathetic leadership also reduces burnout, as employees feel their well-being is prioritized, leading to a higher job satisfaction and a reduction in absences. These metrics show that empathy isn't just a moral choice, it's a smart business strategy that pays off in tangible ways. Let's take a practical example of empathy in action. Imagine a team member who has been underperforming recently. Instead of making assumptions or criticizing them, an empathetic leader would approach the situation with curiosity. They might say, "I've noticed you seem to be struggling lately. Is there anything going on that you'd like to talk about?" This approach opens the door for honest communication and understanding. Perhaps the team member is dealing with personal issues or feeling overwhelmed with their workload. By understanding the root cause, the leader can work with the employee to find a solution. Whether that's adjusting their tasks, offering additional support, or simply listening. Empathy doesn't just impact individual relationships, it shapes the entire company culture. A culture built on empathy encourages open communication, mutual respect, and a shared sense of purpose. When empathy is woven into the fabric of an organization, it becomes a place where people are excited to work, where they feel safe to innovate, and where they are committed to each other's success. Empathetic leadership sets the tone for the entire organization, creating a ripple effect that impacts every interaction and decision. Empathy helps break down barriers in a company. When leaders show empathy, it sets an example for everyone, from managers to new employees. This top down approach helps create a culture where each person feels valued, no matter their role. Teams in this kind of environment work better together, solve problems creatively, and reach common goals. Empathy also helps people grow. When employees feel supported and know their leaders understand their struggles, they are more willing to take risks and try new things. This willingness to face challenges leads to learning and growth, which helps both the person and the company. An empathetic culture encourages growth, resilience, and adaptability, making the organization stronger when facing challenges. Empathy is also key for diversity and inclusion. By understanding and valuing the different experiences of employees, leaders can create a space where everyone feels they belong. This not only makes employees happier, but also brings in different viewpoints that drive new ideas and help solve tough problems. Empathetic leadership makes sure every voice is heard, creating a place where different talents can succeed and help the company grow. Developing empathy takes practice and intentionality. Here are some ways leaders can cultivate empathy. Practice mindfulness. Being present in the moment helps leaders tune in to the emotions of others. Mindfulness exercises such as meditation or deep breathing can help leaders become more aware of their own emotional state, making it easier to connect with others. Seek feedback. Ask your team for feedback on your leadership style. This not only helps you grow, but also shows that you value their input. Use this feedback to identify areas where you can be more empathetic. When faced with a difficult situation, take a moment to consider how you would feel if you're in the other person's position. What challenges might they be facing? How might they be perceiving the situation? This perspective shift can help you respond with greater empathy. Learn about your team. Take the time to understand your team members' backgrounds, strengths, and challenges. The more you know about the people you lead, the easier it is to empathize with them and offer meaningful support. Empathy in leadership isn't about being nice for the sake of it. It's about creating an environment where people can do their best work. When employees feel understood and valued, they become more engaged, more productive, and more committed to the team's success. An empathetic leader takes the time to learn about their employees, understands their needs and challenges, and uses that understanding to support them effectively. Empathy isn't just a soft skill, it's a competitive advantage that turns a group of individuals into a thriving, high performing team. So, are you ready to lead with empathy? Start small, listen more, understand deeply, and watch your team transform. Empathy has the power to not only elevate your leadership, but also create a workplace culture where everyone thrives. Start today and be the leader who makes a difference.